We got a 2022 Indian Super Chief, and this bike is not legal to ride on the street. Before we get into why this bike is not legal to ride on the street, we have to address a few things. So let's get started. First thing, the battery, it exploded. And looking inside of the battery compartment, we can see that there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on in here. And going under the bike, we can see that the kickstand is not working as it should, so we need to fix that. One thing that makes working on wrecked bikes a little bit easier is having access to spare parts. And being that I've had 3 Indian Chiefs this year, I have a bunch of spare parts. Now that we got the motor started, let's handle that kickstand. All right, on my rack of parts over here, let's see. Got a kickstand spring right here. There we go. Normally I would use this jack because we need the bike elevated or at least upright to do this. So we're gonna use this. Clearly, this is not working without having some weight against this. I got an idea. Perfect. Pure improvise. So, now, we can work on this kickstand. Looking at this from this side, you guys can see right there. See that broken spring? There we go. I'm gonna be swapping that piece. I'll grab that right there. All right. Cool. I want to take a quick moment to, I guess, appreciate a quick idea to put this against the wall. I never thought to do this, but this worked out beautifully. It's not even touching the door. When you're working on wrecked bikes and just rebuilding anything or just doing any kind of work, sometimes you have to think outside the box, and that was something that I just came up with. I'm very proud of that, but let's get back to it. Goes into here, and I'm just gonna slap this back into the pivot, and then check our trusty mallet as we're pulling it out. Boom, and we'll slide our bolt back in there, just like that. Do a little glove tap, 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 tap. It's in there. Alright, so I found a good way to get this thing in here, but I didn't find a good way to get it out of this. So let me figure this out. It's really locked in there, which is a good thing, but we're gonna get it out. Keep pushing. There we go. Alright, you let go. Alright. Thank you, wife. You're welcome. That is the second time in 2 days that my wife has saved me from my shenanigans, so thank you. All right, now that we got the kickstand fixed, let's get these labels off and get this on the wall with the rest. Now that we got the battery in, we got the bike started, we got the kickstand fixed. Next up is cleaning some of this dirt off the bike. So we're gonna put some soap and suds and water on this bike, nothing fancy, just to get some of the dirt off of it so we can clearly see more of what we're working with. Well, that's new. Oh, my water filter is gone. I think it's safe to say that there's never a dull moment when you're working on wreck bikes. That literally just happened. Work with what we got. Thank you, universe. This is not as lubricated as I would have liked. I hate that they put this on here. Oh my God. Now that we got the bike washed somewhat and we got it dried off, I'm gonna pull the bike back around. But like I said, we weren't going for perfection, but it looks a lot better than when we started, and we can start to see a little bit more debris in areas that we couldn't see before. The local authorities said we're good to ride, so let's do it. Got this baby back on the road. Look at that. It's a great day to be in the South on a motorcycle, especially one that's not even supposed to be on the street. Yeah. Oh my, great this thing. This is such a shame. Oh my God. Yes, man, this is great. All right, let's get this bike home so I can explain why this is even a situation that this bike can't legally be on the street. Let's get back. Well, the ABS didn't kick on. Oh, yeah, it did. It kicked on. I felt it. Oh, man. do a walk around on this thing. This is crazy. Wow. I am just shocked right now. I am just shocked. This bike is pretty insane for what the issues are with it. This has to be the craziest one yet. It is fully rideable. This is the first time I bought a bike like this and it was rideable. Fully rideable. Like, no issues. Ride mode. Alright, we're in sport mode. Let's do a dig. Well, almost a dig. Oh my God, this thing. Oh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, look at this. Now we got mud on our freshly cleaned caliper. How about that? If you don't know me, I buy wrecked bikes and I rebuild them. In fact, I think this is my 4th Chief this year. All 3 prior to this Chief you're seeing, they had well, no, 2. Wait, 1? No, 3. Yeah, 3. I've lost count. The 3 before this Chief you're seeing here, they all had salvage titles, which means that you can legally ride them on the street after you rebuilt them, go through the proper inspection process, and they get what's called a rebuilt title. This motorcycle that you've seen today does not have a salvage title. In fact, it has a certificate of destruction title, meaning it's pure junk. That means that this motorcycle legally cannot be on the street, even though it rides perfectly fine. You've seen it yourself, but we do have a few options. The first option we have with this motorcycle, being that it can't be on the street, is my original plan was to tear it all apart, being that I have that experience now, and part the bike out and sell it to make some more money, because these bikes get pretty expensive. But after riding it, I don't know if I could do that, because it's a perfectly rideable machine. When we got the bike, it had only 571 miles on it. Now it has over 600 miles on it, because I did not take the quick way home. So I really wanted to test this bike out and just see if everything was going to work. And I think at the worst of it right now electronically is we have a chassis fault. That can easily be resolved. But after riding it, everything works. But I was kind of worried that it was just going to catch on fire beneath me, but it had absolutely no problems. I found this motorcycle at the insurance auction IAA for $6,200. My winning bid was, I think, $4,450. After my fees, it came up to around $5,700, and then I paid $620 to have it shipped to my front door. So all in, I'm about $6,200 for a motorcycle that can't legally be on the street. What's crazy about this, just look at it. It looks perfectly fine on the outside. It looks so good. But of course, the closer you get, you start to really see why this motorcycle was totaled. Recently, the Southeast got hit by some pretty nasty hurricanes, Hurricane Ian specifically, and this motorcycle came from Florida because it had water damage. And that is the reason why the insurance company it was registered under totaled, well, not even totaled, they wrote off the bike completely, certificate of destruction, not even salvaged. But as you start peeling back layers on the motorcycle, you start to see more components that are either rusted or corroded, or like the engine heads that is supposed to push the heat away from the internal components, they're oxidized because it's aluminum. I can't tell you exactly where the water line stopped on this motorcycle, but you can see how the heads are a bit oxidized. And also I can see right here, there are some rusted bolts here, which indicates that the water line could have come as high as these frame mounted bolts right here. But we do have possibly another option that we can do, considering this bike does have a certificate of destruction title. I have 2 other Indian Chiefs that I'm rebuilding in the garage, and I could take parts off of that Chief and put on those bikes. And also, if, and it's a big if if I could somehow find a blank, just already stripped down frame, I could technically take a clean titled frame and swap everything from this chief onto that frame, and then I would be able to legally get the bike registered and get a tag and proper title transfer. So with that, I am passing the question off to you. What would you do if you had a perfectly running motorcycle, unfortunately with a certificate of destruction title? What would you do to get this motorcycle back on the road? In the motorcycle community, we talk a lot about reliability, and if that doesn't speak for reliability, I don't know what does. Now, it could have some issues, a week, 2 months down the road, because the wiring harness is rusted out. There's a lot of pieces that are going to have to be individually, looked at. But I can say that it runs. You can't take that away. But that's all I got. If you want to catch up on any of the other projects that I got going on, like that Super Chief Limited right there, you can click this playlist and watch that. And also my other Indian Chief Dark Horse, you can click right here and watch that playlist as well. But as always, thanks for listening to my story. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.